We were all sitting around in a meeting one day and trying to figure out the best approach to get Rich Summers' project off the ground, so to speak, with SuperStore to your door. There was a bunch of ideas that were floating around, and one of the ideas that came up was using a crane or a helicopter to lift the vehicle up off of his lot. And our wheels started turning, and I happen to have a friend that works at Ericsson, so I reached out to him, and they were more than happy to assist us and to be a part of that commercial.
They'd been brainstorming and thought about the possibility of indicating or moving a vehicle or moving a truck with our helicopter. And the concept sounded exciting, both local companies, Ericsson and Lithia. And so as that, the momentum grew from there, and after the initial meeting with the Lithia team, it was obviously this was something that everybody was excited about doing.
We needed a platform to secure a truck to that would meet the specifications of a Ram truck that we wanted to place on it, and requiring a special strapping system that we had to special order to strap it to a metal platform, which Ericsson built for us.
The shoot started for me when I heard from David Powell, one of our guys here that works at Lithia, that they wanted to do a commercial with the Ericsson air crane, something called SuperStore to your door. I went, oh, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds like an exciting project. They want to lift a car and deliver it to somebody's house. Once Ericsson provided me with what parameters they needed to work on for just the lift at the store, we had to coordinate with the store, with the FAA, with the city, and a private security company to lock down the area when we actually did the shoot with all the crew and the Ericsson crew. We had 3 cameramen and several extra grips and wardrobe, and probably 20 people worked on this.
My job as director is to plan all the cameras, figure out where they're going to go, make sure that we have all the footage that we need to get the spot produced. That's why we had 9 cameras on this. We had 3 ground-based cameras, one on a 20-foot scissor lift, shooting a wide shot of the scene. We had another camera mounted close to the ground, shooting tight shots. Another camera getting a side shot of the truck. And then we had 6 GoPro cameras that were mounted in and around the helicopter. One camera was behind the pilots, shooting through their windshield. We had another camera in the helicopter above the load pilot. That's the pilot that actually controls the helicopter while they're raising and lowering the load. And that's shooting through his bubble at the truck. We had another camera on the rigging itself, pointing down at the truck, and that's why we had a little art graphic piece made for the bed of the truck for the SuperStore to your door logo, because we'd see that from that camera angle. We had another camera mounted on the frame of the platform, shooting up at the helicopter. Another camera inside the cab of the truck, shooting through the windshield. It's kind of the POV of the driver. And we had another camera that was on the ground. We actually had to have that staked into the ground so that the helicopter didn't blow it away. And that was getting the shot of the platform lifting off into the sky. One of the shots I think we needed for the spot in order for it to work is we needed to bridge the gap between the helicopter picking up the truck at the dealership and the crane delivering the truck into the driveway. And so I needed a shot of the helicopter carrying the truck, flying the truck over Medford, kind of a wide shot. And that's not doable in real life. The helicopter is not allowed to fly over a populated area with carrying a load. So we shot a background plate of Medford. I have a Ericsson air crane model and a Ram truck model, and use that to create the CG shot that you see in the commercial. The spot consisted of basically 2 parts. There's the helicopter getting the truck off the ground, and then there's the helicopter delivering it to the house. We couldn't have a helicopter actually delivering it to the house. And that's because in order to have a helicopter fly over there, we would have to evacuate all the houses, we would have to close down the streets, You know, it's doable, but the logistics involved in doing something like that would be, you know, cost prohibitive.
We thought about it and I went, well, this is movie magic. We need to fake this. Why don't we get a land-based crane and get the rigging from Ericsson and lower the truck on its platform in somebody's driveway. So we went out and found a driveway. It was on the end of dead-end street. We wouldn't have to block off any streets. And we kind of faked the landing of the truck in somebody's driveway, so it looks like it actually goes from the SuperStore to your door.
On the crane shot at the house, our GoPro camera is shooting the crane. You can see the crane and you can see the people on the street, and obviously that's not going to work, so we have to go through and paint all that out. Experience of the shoot was that even though Steve from Ericsson had talked about the 70-mile-per-hour winds generated by the downdraft of the helicopter, until you experience those, you have no clue what that feels like.
You want to talk about some energy? That helicopter moves some air. I had the hair standing up on the back of my neck, and I think I felt like a little kid at a carnival. It was just sheer energy is the best way I could describe the 9,000 horsepower as it comes in and hovers overhead. So it's quite interesting.
Ericsson did a great job. They were amazing, so cooperative. They made this shoot, and all those cameras rolled and were beautiful. And I really appreciate what they did on this.
Everything went well. From a pilot standpoint, the flight crew standpoint, they saw nothing that concerned them at all, and so that's always good when preparation, execution comes off and everything goes as planned.
SuperStore to your door. Take a free test drive of any vehicle in stock, delivery and pickup included. The SuperStore.